So hello everybody, hope you're doing fine. I have a question for you as the title suggested of this video. I'm going to start, as announced a few times lately, with some new series which will, which will take us in more practical stuff on performance practice, going to the clavichord, going to the piano. The clavichord, by the way, is here. It's going to move to the new studio room. I'm preparing for you to make more content like that. We'll come back for recordings. But one of the things I really would like you to share with me in the comment section below this video is what are your struggles, if you would wish, with a score. Just imagine the situation. You open the score, whether it is a piece of Bach, by Mozart, Beethoven, it doesn't matter. And there are all these notes staring at you and you think like, how am I supposed to understand what this composer actually had in mind? Where to start to understand that? What's about the tempo? What's about the notation? Why does he use eighth notes? Why is the composer using alla breve time and not just common time? What am I supposed to think of articulation? Where do I start just in practicing this? And practicing will be another thing. We will make another call for your sharing your struggles, because also there I want to go more in depth, like how do you actually prepare a piece like that. But now for this video, I think about it. What are your questions? If we would be able to talk one-on-one, what will you ask me? And I'm not promising that I have all the questions. By the way, it's very dark outside, you see, and I didn't clean my garden for a long time, for obvious reasons, don't have time. But you see, it's a handheld video with my smartphone, so the quality is really terrible. But the question is, what are your questions? What would you ask me? And I'm asking because lately I was in the position that, you know, there were some musicians playing some music for me. You could say students, but younger people and even not so young people. And I was thinking like, listen, I have to go back with you to a very basic level, which is fine. Because we have to go back to that position to help you understand what actually the composer had in mind. And it's sometimes difficult. It's really not always that. It's very easy to understand. But in many instances you would say, like, for instance, there was someone playing a piece by Bach with a lot of 30-second notes and trying to really play it as fast as possible, and not understanding that it was about a detail that Bach wanted. That's the reason why he used the 30-second notes, as it had an influence on the tempo. You were more thinking an eighth note structure than a quarter note structure. So those basic things, sometimes it's striking to me that, you know, if you would only understand this, how much easier would your life be? So that's basically my question in this video. What are your struggles? What would you ask me if you would be here at the organ or the piano, one of these pianos, or on the clavichord here? So what would be your question to me? And how can I help you in understanding that? So the plan is not only to make regular videos in the future, just with a score, just opening a score and just, you know, talk about what do we see, what's there, why did Mozart wrote this, why is this slur there, how to play these ornaments. And certainly when you go into details like ornamentation, I can promise you it's a big mess if you are in the 18th century. Certainly it's still in the 19th century, but certainly the 18th century. But there are some perspectives, and also honestly for me it would be interesting to just dive into those specific details, because it requires a little bit of study and reflection all the time. It's not that all this information is here. It's basically impossible. You have books like this thick writing about Bach ornamentation. And remember my teacher Jacques van Nootmessen said, when he pointed to that book, he said, don't think if you read that you know how Bach ornamentation works, because nobody knows. It's just, you know, an index of information. And there we go, and there we have to interpret, and that's the fascinating thing. And some people will come up with some other solutions, but you know, those are details. It are basic stuff actually that you need to understand. What the composer had something in mind, and he converted that into a notation. How do we understand that? So leave me in the comments below all your struggles. Think about it a few minutes or maybe a little bit longer. I will read everything and I will take that also for future videos and for future courses that I'm planning to make. Once the clavichord is in the new little studio room, we have way more possibilities to just make more content for you than it's actually possible here. The piano, I will find a new setup also for making those videos there. So guys, that was it for this video. I'm really looking forward to your input and so that we can build this these new layers on the channel. Tempo research will be there forever. There's so much to share. There's so much in the pipeline, so to say, to share. But I want to have these other layers on the practical implication of also tempo, because you know, changing tempo is changing everything. So you have to understand that. But there are other layers on top of that that I know many of you are struggling with. We will also do more in the future about technical stuff like practicing fingerings, how they can help you. But for now, it's just you open a score, there's a notation, what does it tell you, and what makes you freak out about the things that you potentially do not understand. And how can I help you with that? So thanks for leaving those comments and looking forward to them. And of course, I don't know how to end this video, so I just say thank you for watching. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel and we talk soon.